your house always smell like Panda Express food? No?
I can walk to him.
That's pretty cool. Now you've made me hungry. All right, welcome, e-learners.
I can walk to a lot. I can actually walk to
All right, here we go. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. All right, and I want to say a third time. Good morning, QWERTY Top Bunny. All right, so the nice thing is this. Today's class has very, I don't need to do too much instruction. Let's see. We've solved by adding, subtracting. We've solved inequalities by adding and subtracting. We've solved by multiplication, division. That was yesterday. I just collected the homework. Today we're going to solve inequalities through multiplication, division. So technically, you already know how to do this because you already know how to graph. Okay? What's your question? All right, here we go. So we're going to do a quick review about what we've done, and then we'll do a couple examples. One quick note. Now, period one, I don't like my classes being off one from another. So what we're going to do in this class, even though we will be done on Tuesday, what I will do is I'm going to shift everything one day over. So when we come back on Tuesday, it's probably a pretty good, what? Okay. When we come back on Tuesday, just leave it right there. When we come back on Tuesday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a review for this class. My period one, which is the one that happened during the fire alarm, they're going to get 2-6, right? But you guys won't. Right? So we'll do a review, and that means on the chapter review, we will all do 2-6 on Wednesday, right? I should say period one's doing 2-5B on Tuesday because they didn't get 2-5A. They got 2-5A today. So everything's going to be shifted back one day this way. So the quiz is now, well, it's going to be that following Monday. Test is going to be on Friday of next week. Okay? Does that make sense, or did I confuse you?
That makes sense.
Okay. So it's one more worksheet, and then we're going to get back to stuff from the book. All right, here we go. It says third time, and I said that yesterday. So I said I was going to point. If you can't do this, then we're writing it down. So Carson, give me one of the 3 key ideas of algebra.
Isolate the variable or
get the variable by itself. What is another one? You got 2 left.
Whatever you do to the
whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. And the last one, do the inverse. Okay, those are the 3 key ideas. Good job. All right, now we're going to go to the 4 steps. These are the 4 questions we ask ourselves each and every time. How does it start? And it's how I solved every single equations or inequality. The very first thing I asked you when we were actually doing one, I said, what was the first question I asked every single time? I didn't say, what's the answer? I said,
I know.
All right, grab your papers. In the empty box right here. In the empty box right here, we don't need to write down the key steps, but we do need to write down the key ideas. We do need to write down the steps. Here we go. Write them all down. 4th time. Luck of the draw. Luck of the draw. So the question I ask you every single time is, where's the variable? Is it by itself? Pencils should be moving. Pencils should be moving. Is the variable by itself? If the answer is no, you continue. If the answer is yes, you're done. The second one is, well, what's attached? Hey, there's a 2 there. How is it attached? Is it attached by addition, multiplication, division, subtraction? And lastly, to get rid of it, we do the inverse to both sides. Bless you. Hand sanitizer. We okay? All right. So last class, we solved equations, or last few classes, we did addition, right? We did inequalities. We did inequalities through addition, through subtraction. Then we also solved equations by multiplying or dividing. Okay. This one, we are going to do it with inequalities, the multiplication division. So recall the last class. All right, here's the questions again. Where's the variable?
It's on the left, no, right.
On the right side. Okay. What's attached to it?
Two.
P is not attached to P.
Two.
2 is attached to the P. How mathematically is the 2 attached to the P?
Multiplication.
Okay, so to get rid of it, we do the inverse. What's the inverse of multiplication?
Division.
What are we going to divide both sides by?
Two.
And visually, the way that we show that we're dividing is not with the minus sign of the 2 dots, right? Is with a fraction bar. So we use a fraction bar both sides and show that we're divided by 2. If students make a mistake, somehow it turns into divide by 10. Remember, we're not trying to get rid of the 10, we're trying to get rid of the number attached to the variable. So we're going to divide both sides by 2, and then we do the math. What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
So that big slash means 1. It means canceling, but it really means 1. 10 divided by 2, so we get 1 times P, but 1 times P is, what's 1 times anything? It's not 1. Right? The only time it ends up being 1 is when you're multiplying 1 times 1, right? But every other time you multiply 1 times something, what you get is itself. 1 times P is itself. It's P. 1 times P is P. This stuff right here is the one that I didn't see anywhere on Neelius's page, and most of you same thing. It's like this is like an extra step. But that slash doesn't mean 0 canceling. It means 1. 1 times P is P. Okay. One more time. Where's the variable? Left or right side? Left side. Okay. What's attached to it? 6. How's attached? Multiplication. So we need to divide both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 cancels. 42 divided by 6.
7.
So we get x equals.
7.
There you go. We okay? So that's how you get rid of something that's attached to multiplication. For division, just remember, the variable's on the left side. What's attached to it? How is the 9 attached to x? Attached by division. That's what a fraction bar means. To get rid of division, we multiply. What are we multiplying both sides by? So it's really easy to multiply the right side by 9, so dot 9, right? The left side, sorry, if we put the 9 next to the 9, then you just literally said 9 times 9 is 81. So we put the 9 on the top, and remember that this fraction bar continues. So this is really 9 times x divided by 9. But multiplication is commutative. We can do it in any order we want. What's 9 divided by 9? 1. That's where the canceling comes from. Okay? Therefore, we're left with x equals 27. Once again, this step right here, 1x, 1 times x is x. Who's lost? Okay. Where's the variable? What's attached to it? How's it attached? How do we get rid of division? So we're going to multiply both sides by 4. So we multiply both sides. We put the 4 in the denominator, then 4 times 4 is 16. We put in the numerator, the fraction bar extends. This is 4 divided by 4. What's 4 divided by 4? 1. That cancels. Therefore, x equals
20.
All right, there's your quick review. We okay?
Yes.
Nothing? Okay. All right, do these 4 and convince me that you can, in fact, do these. You good? Tony? Okay. Anyone need help?
No.
Okay, get it done. Are we done? That's cool. That's good. That's good. You don't like the answer? So 4 divided by 4 cancels. Smash through it. 16 divided by 4. Mm-hmm. David, you got this? All right, let's start in the back. Very back. Upper left, what do you got? Very back. No, just tell me the answer. That's not how we say the answer to algebra. We say variable equals the answer. So what's the answer? Perfect. Good job. So x equals 4 after we divide both sides by 4. Stay in the back. Next one.
N equals 5.
Okay. How about x equals? We're doing this one. What do you got? You said m equals 5. You were giving me. How about this one? X equals 25. Very good. Now he kind of stole your thunder, right? So you get to do the last one. So this one's m equals 5. Last one? Yeah.
X equals 6.
X equals 6. Very good. Anyone struggling with this? If you make a mistake, guess what your mistake's going to be? Is it going to be the algebra or is it going to be the math? It's going to be the calculation, right? The math. You're going to say 54 divided by 9 is, I don't know, 5 or something like that. At least I can tell you know what you're doing, right? What changes when we do inequalities? What changes? Yeah.
Well, we have to do the steps.
One step changes. What's the step? What's the thing you got to do differently with inequalities? We have to graph our answers. That's the only difference. We have to graph. So recall, do you need to write this down or do you already remember them? All right, what's the first step to graph? Go. No. Up front. Go. Number lines. Remember the second step, David? Well, we got a number line. Now what? Carson?
Oh, sorry, you grab it.
We drew a number line. Then we
draw a hatch mark.
tick mark. Hold on. Next one. Write the number. Next one. Now we're over there. Open circle and then shade left to right. If you need to write this down, write this down. If you need to write this down, write this down. If you got it memorized, clearly some of you do. You don't need to write it down. It's already on the paper. So say thank you, Mr. Chartier.
Thank you, Mr. Chartier.
It is already on your paper. I forgot about that. Okay. So let's graph this one. Here we go. Let's. Who did we leave off on? Macy, was it you? Tell me what to do. We're just going to graph this one on the board. First step.
Oh, draw a number line
Done.
and then put the
Tick mark.
tick mark
Okay, done.
and then write the number.
What's the number here?
3.
Done.
And then open circle.
Now this one's a little bit easy this year because we don't do less than or greater than, or I'm sorry, less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Next year you're going to have to know whether it's an open or a closed circle. Just so you remember, an open circle means the answer does not include 3. Closed circle would mean the answer includes 3. Right? All right, how do we know to shade left or right, Macy?
Because 3 is.
Always go variable first, then number.
So 3 is.
Always go variable first, then number. Variable means the letter.
So x is less than.
So the solutions, I always recommend you say the word the answers or the solutions. The solutions are, instead of saying the word X, we say the solutions or the answers are.
3 is
The solutions are, what's that symbol?
less than
Smaller, less than
3.
Where are the numbers that are smaller than 3? And that's why we shade that way. Okay? You always read from variable to number. So in this one, I'm reading it from left to right. I mean, this could also have been written like this, right? Macy? Read this from right to left. Instead of X, you say the solutions. From, how about you just remember letter to number? And you read it from letter to number.
The solutions are greater than 3.
Yeah, but if you're reading it from right to left, you come to the point first, not the mouth. The solutions are smaller than 3. Both of these say the same thing if you read it from letter to number, or variable to number. If you read it from left to right, this says x is less than 3. This says 3 is greater than x. Okay? But we want to read it from variable to number, from variable to number, from letter to number. Okay? Who's lost on that?
If we do it the second time, would we shape the arrow to the other side?
No. It still says the solutions are smaller than 3, right? So where are the numbers that are smaller than 3? It's still over here, right, on a number line. Once again, tonight for homework on the worksheet, I'm going to give you the number line. The people that got this wrong, they put their arrows going in the wrong direction. So that's the thing we need to work on. And I'm just going to tell you, the key to that is reading it from variable to number. All right, one more. Who do we leave off on? Go. Tell me what to do.
Draw a number line.
Done. 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 Read it. Instead of saying and, say the solutions.
The solutions are greater.
Okay.
That's the line.
You decided to read in this direction, correct? You agree? All right. If you go in that direction, we're done with the end. What's the first piece of that thing I come to? The pointy part or the mouth? The pointy part means smaller. The mouth means bigger. So read it to me again. Instead of saying and, I want you to say the solutions are.
The solutions are
Okay, the solutions are smaller or less than 1. Where are the numbers that are smaller than 1? Point. She's pointing to the left. Okay?
Yep.
Try to get these all correct this today. Oh, I lied. One more. Next, go.
draw a number line.
Done.
Put a tick mark. Break the number. Open circle. And then
Read it.
The solutions are greater than 0.
Okay, and I usually don't say greater or less than, I just say bigger or smaller, because we're thinking about numbers on a number line. The solutions are coming to the mouth first in this direction. Read it like this. Now read it. Letter to number, read it. Yeah,
The solutions are greater.
because it came to the mouth first, right? Does that make sense now? All right. That is a tough thing for 7th graders. Getting used to it can be written either way. The variable could be on the left, the variable could be on the right. And we always read it from variable to number, from letter to number. Oh, I already, go figure. It's like I've taught this before. All right, let's do some. Here we go. Ready? You're up.
Wait, what?
Where's the variable, left or right?
Left.
Everybody paying attention? So we're looking at the left side. What's attached to it?
2.
How's 2 attached to the variable?
Multiplication.
How do we get rid of multiplication?
Division.
So what are we going to divide both sides by?
2.
How do I write that though?
A fraction bar.
Fraction bar. There we go. Both sides by 2. What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
Cancels. I wrote the answer. 12 divided by 2 is? You just saw the answer. 12 divided by 2 is?
I don't know. 6.
Take a guess.
6.
Okay. Are we done?
No.
Got to graph it. Tell me what to do.
Draw a number line. Put a tick mark. Write the number. And do an open circle.
Remember, next year it could be closed circle. Now read it to me. Instead of saying D, say the solutions are.
The solutions are.
Did you come to the mouth or did you come to the point?
Now.
Okay, so the mouth means bigger or smaller.
Bigger.
Because it's a mouth, it's trying to eat the most, right? So the solutions are,
greater than 6.
so where are the numbers that meet that parameter? Point
This way.
that way, she's pointing right. It never ceases to amaze me how you can get to 7th grade and not know lefts from right. It never ceases to amaze me. And it's not one kid. I
know,
guarantee you, if I lined you all up and I closed the door and I brought you in one by one, probably 5 of you would get your lefts and your rights mixed up.
I know my left and
No, you
It's
don't,
my left
because,
and it's my right.
well, yeah, but when I said left or right, you looked at the sky
No,
and
because
your
I had to think
eyeballs
about
were
it for a
like
second.
thinking about it.
No, I had to think about like which way it had to go.
I know. I'm just saying.
I know the right from left, but I had to think about.
And then I said point, and you immediately went like that. You didn't even give it any thought. So the way you tell if someone's thinking, generally speaking, mathematically, I don't know if it's math teacher, we call it church math, right? It's because immediately you look to the heavens, like your eyeballs go straight up in the air, and you either look left or right, and you're thinking. You can tell someone's thinking. If someone's thinking, they'll do two things. It's rarely. The first person, I say, what's 8 times 7? The first person will like squint their eyes, and they'll stare at you. Most people, though, immediately look up in the sky. And sometimes their hands go up like they're praying or something like that. And you can see their fingers wiggling around because they're counting on their fingers. The math teachers call that church math.
Sometimes I know my right and left, but sometimes I don't.
I know.
Like yesterday, Grace asked me which side do you like, right? The squiggly line. I had to let me see my
Exactly. I'm going to go back to my statement. It never ceases to amaze me that I have kids coming to 7th grade. They still don't know their left from their right. All right, let's do some. Here we go. Box 3. Let's do it together, everybody. Box 3. Then check your work. There's 2 problems there, not just one. The first problem. All right, where's the variable? Left or right side, class? Left side. So I'm looking at the left side. What's attached to it?
5.
How do we get rid of that 5?
Divide by 5.
We're going to divide both sides by. So let's do that. 15 divided by 5 is?
3.
Boy, I made a mistake, didn't I? So these are not the droids you're looking for. All right, that should be a 3. That should be a 3. So ignore this clear mistake. It will look better next year. All right, so somebody read that to me from variable to number, variable to number. Read it. Read it.
The solution is less than 3.
So where are the numbers that are less than 3? So it should be open circle on 3, shade, and she pointed, because once again, it's hard to remember your left from right, apparently. So I'm sure I got my number. No, I got my number line right, but I got my number over there wrong. So it should be 3. So solutions are smaller than 3. Very good. Read it. That's how I know the solutions are smaller than 3.
The yellow truck.
Because you literally just told me up here, up here.
So, sorry.
Say again. We good or not good? You have to give me an answer. It was your question. We're good. Okay. Second one. Where's the variable? Left or right side?
Right.
What's attached to it?
4.
How's 4 attached to G?
Multiplication.
How do we get rid of multiplication?
Division.
What are we going to divide both sides by?
4.
Yes? Okay, we're going to see. Now read it. It's your final test, Danny. Read it from variable to number, letter to number. So where are the numbers that are bigger than 8? She's pointing to the right. She's got it.
Oh, I did it right. Finish.
We okay?
Yeah.
So what we just did, we solved each one of those by what? Doing multiplication or division. So now we need to do one where we multiply. Okay. So here we go. This says adding to solve. I'm making lots of mistakes today. That should say multiplying to solve. All right, here we go. Where's the variable? Left or right?
Right.
Right side. What's attached to it?
4.
How is the 4 attached to x? So what are we going to do to both sides? We're going to divide, multiply both sides by 4. On the left side, that's easy. 4 dot. On the right side, we're going to put the 4 in the numerator or the denominator? The top is what she's pointing to. That's the numerator. So we multiply both sides by 4. Right side, what's 4 divided by 4? 1. 1 times x is x. 4 times 1 is. So the final answer is?
4 equals x equals.
There's no equals.
Oh, x is greater than 1.
Oh, she's reading it from right to left, but she said 1. She meant 4. Okay. So that's what she read it from right to left. Are you guys with me? You got a question in the back? Okay, it looked like you had a question. What's the graph look like? Read it. Read it. Someone. The solutions. The solutions.
Solutions is greater than 4.
So which way am I shading? Right or to the left? Hold your hands out. I'm shading to the.
Right.
Read it.
Right.
Now I want you to read it. So are you going from left to right or right to left? Point. Point the way you just read it. Point the way you just read it. You're pointing straight to the ceiling now. Which way did you just read it? Point in the direction that you read it. Yeah, but you just read it, correct? Read it again. Now, which way are you reading? Point with your finger. If you said the solutions, you just, with your finger, you pointed like that, yes? If I agreed in that direction, the first thing I'm coming to is 4. 4 isn't the solution. You read that way. Okay, now read it again.
Why?
Because you didn't read it correctly. Now you're guessing. Is it greater than or less than? Okay, now you gave me both answers.
I don't know.
Okay, do you see the symbol? Which way do you want to go? Point the direction you want to go. If I go in that direction, what do I get to first, the mouth or the point? Now you got to remember this. The mouth means bigger. The point means smaller. Can you remember that? Okay, because we've said it like a lot. Okay. Well, that's the issue with the graphing, is because if you can't read it, you can't graph it. Okay. So read it again. This time, you know how to read it. The solutions are you coming to the mouth or the point?
I'm confused.
Okay. You see you got this side and that side, yes? Which side is the mouth? Okay. Now when you read that one, did you come to the mouth or the, whatever you want to call that part of it? Which side did you come to first? So the mouth is always greater than. I call this the point. I mean, there's no math word. I just made those words up. But you've got to be able to read it. The issue is, once we stop. The issue is that when the symbol floats there all by itself, technically this is the what symbol?
The greater than.
That's the less than symbol. Time out, time out, time out. I ask you to stop. We've got to finish this. The issue is that when the symbol is floating there all by itself, it is the less than symbol. When you choose to read it, look at me. You choose to read it from left to right, it's not the same symbol as you read it from right to left. As we go in this direction, we come to the mouth. Then we say not x is less than, even though it is the less than symbol, we say x is bigger than 4. If we read it from this direction, what do we come to first? If I'm going in that direction, do we come to the mouth of the point? We come to point, now it's a less than symbol. All right. You need your worksheets, otherwise you can't do homework. Hey, there is a rule for long weekends, and the rule is this. Are you listening? I don't give double homework on long weekends. I give double points. And the reason I give double points is the following reason. Stop and listen. I have students who never turn in homework on long weekends. Hey, we're going to wait here until you're ready. In your seats. Thank you. So I have students that never do their homework on long weekends. So to reward the kids that do the right thing, and to, well, I don't want to say punish, but that's kind of what it is. To punish the kids that don't, I make all homework assignments over a long weekend count double. If you don't do your job as a student, which is doing your class, your homework, right, it's going to count. So this counts as double homework. It's not actually double work. It's the same amount of work as on any normal weekend, but it will count for double. So when you come back Tuesday, you're like, I forgot to do my homework. Shame on you. You're not doing your job as a student. All right, get out of here. See ya.
Even if you get it wrong and you still did it.
Yep.
Are you able to come to my house?
I can. All right, e-learners, if you had any issues, send me an email. Hopefully you guys understood all that. I will have this posted later tonight. So even though I typically would post this on a Sunday, I'm going to post it tonight so that you could get it done over the weekend. Okay?
When is it due?
Well, technically, I'm going to make it due by Tuesday night.
Okay, good. Because I'm going.
So if you literally didn't want to do any of this and do this on a Tuesday, it's your option if you want to. Okay? All right, you guys have a good 3-day weekend.
Bye.
All right, see you.